The Raptors' pursuit for the number 8 seed in the Eastern Conference took a big hit today. As the out-of-town scoreboard, the Atlanta Hawks beat the snot out of the Washington Wizards, so they are now a game up on the Raptors. It is almost mathematically impossible to catch the Hawks now. They have the tiebreaker, so even if you win your next, look, you got to hope to win your next two, and they got to lose their next two, unless they have an extra game in there somewhere. I don't think they do, actually. So, not looking good. When it comes to the 8 seed, it looks like the Raptors are going to sit in the number 9 hole for the rest of the season, and which is 2 games, and obviously go through the play-in process that way. With the 97-93 loss to the Celtics today, the Raptors' record now drops to 40-40, back to 500 today. And I loved the fight, but in the end, you lost. And they didn't have Jason Tatum in the game. And the Raptors did not get much from Fred VanVleet today, and that's the talking point. You got Pascal getting you a 28-11 double-double. Very efficient shooting. Scottie was very efficient, as I said yesterday. In the big games, and on the big stage, Scottie rises. OG missed a lot of shots, but defensively he was a guru, had 4 steals and 3 blocks. Like, he was a machine. But in the end, Fred VanVleet shot 2 of 14 and was 1 of 12 from three-point range. You lost by 4. You make 2 of those, you have a much better chance of winning that game. Anyways, let's break down the game as a whole before we get into the player stats quickly, all right? It starts very similar, not as bad, but it starts very similar to the Philly game where the Raptors come out in the first half and they struggle. They struggle to make shots. They struggle defensively in the early frame. They allow 31 in the first quarter. They score 28. You're only down a 1-possession game, 3 points after the first quarter, so you're really not, all that upset. But in the second quarter, the offense dries up to basically nothing. You score 16 in the second quarter. They drop 25. They're plus 9 there, and you're down 12 at the break. You've only scored 44 at halftime. Not where you want to be if you're the Toronto Blue Jays on the road in Boston on the second night of a back-to-back. Not where you want to be at all. And then in the second half, right, they start to find their legs a bit. They play a pretty good third quarter. They only score 28, but the defense is there. They only allow 23. Great stuff. Right? Then you go to the fourth quarter. At one point, and this was a big turning point in the game, right? And against great teams in this league, you give them an inch, they will beat you down. They will find ways to hurt you. And a prime example is, how much time left would it have been? I can't remember when it was, but it was a 3 from the Celtics, and they were up by 2. Only 2. They missed the 3. Fred's going to try and get the rebound. He gets bodied a little bit, can't get the rebound. Can't blame Fred for that because dude's the smallest guy on the floor. Like, he shouldn't be the one getting that rebound. But he can't corral the rebound. It comes out to Malcolm Brogdon, takes a 3, knocks it down. And going from that's a huge, huge, huge swing. That could have been a 2-point game. You have the ball with a chance to tie or maybe even take the lead. But instead, it's now a 5-point game. Their fans are jacked up now. They're loud. I think they build it up to 7. They might have even got it to 8 at one point as well. And we had to call timeout. It was a huge swing in that fourth quarter. Now, yeah, the Raptors battled and they won the fourth quarter 21-18, and they allowed less than 50 they allowed 41 in the second half. So really good there. Very remnant of that Philly game. But in the end, you can't get it done in the clutch. You score 21 points in the fourth quarter. It's not good enough. And you look at your big players, your key guys, the guys who are getting paid the most. And those are the guys you want to be the difference maker. Who was the difference maker today for the Boston Celtics? Malcolm Brogdon, Jaylen Brown. They were difference makers. Malcolm Brogdon, where are we here? Jaylen Brown had 25 and 11. Shot 12 of 29, so not great. But then you had Malcolm Brogdon off the bench, who had 29 points in 34 minutes and shot 10 of 19 from the field. That's a lot of threes. And 4 of 6 from distance. They got that big punch in the big moments. The Raptors could not get that. Let's get to the player stats. Jakob Poeltl, 10 points, 7 boards, couple assists on 5 of 8 shooting. Missed both free throws he took. Whatever. We move on. Pascal Siakam, I thought he played a great night. I thought he played phenomenal. He was really aggressive on offense, and he was making his shots. Getting to that mid-range, getting in the paint, backing guys down, finding the mismatch. I thought he did great in that sense. 28 points, 11 boards, had 4 assists as well. 10 of 17 from the field. Made all 8 free throws he made. Only took 1 3 because they weren't there and he wasn't taken. That's fine. And had a couple steals. I thought Pascal played great tonight. OG, like I mentioned earlier, the defense was phenomenal. 4 steals, 3 blocks. But 12 points, 4 boards, couple assists on 5 of 16 shooting. Was 2 of 8 from 3. So did struggle there, but he's going to give you the defensive intensity. So I can take a 12 points on 2 of 8 from 3 from OG in a game like this. But then you need someone else to step up, right? And who was that going to be? Was it going to be Fred? Well, Fred ended the game with 7 points, 4 boards, 5 assists on 2 of 14 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, 1 of 12 from 3-point range. It's not good. When a team shoots 18% from 3 and you only lose by 4, it's painful. Scotty Barnes, 18 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, shot 7 of 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from the line, 2 of 5 from 3, had 2 steals and a block. The Scotty intensity in big moments on big stages, he lives for it. He really does. You know, it's remarkable. You put him in a big game. Look, what that tells me now is that these next 2 games, Scotty's going to play well. Let's just keep an eye out for that. That's just my thought. It could be wrong. We'll see. But he loves the big stage. And Precious Achiuwa off the bench was brilliant. 16 points, 9 boards, 7 of 11 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. One of 1 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from distance. He gave you a good effort. He really did. There were a few times, he's running down the floor and I'm like, Precious, slow down. And he tries to Euro step and he travels and I'm like, oh God, that's ugly. But then you look at this. And as I mentioned, Malcolm Brogdon gave you 29, off the bench. Well, what did the rest of the bench give you for the Raptors? Well, nothing. Gary in his first game back played 15 minutes, didn't have a single point, was 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Will Barton, after dropping the 20-piece yesterday, played 14 minutes today, didn't have a single point, missed both shots, missed the 1-3 he took. Chris Boucher played 10 minutes and was a minus 13 and had 2 points, 3 boards on 1 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Your bench, other than Precious, who only played 19 minutes, you got nothing from anybody else. And you lost by 4. You just needed somebody to make some shots in a game like this, but you didn't get it. So we move on, right? Fine. I'll read these quick team stats. They're ugly. 41% from the field. They shot 43% from the field, and the Raptors only took 1 more field goal than the Boston Celtics. So that's a big thing as well. Raptors try to dominate that number. They didn't tonight. 18% from 3. They were 29% from 3. They were plus 5 in makes. Do the math. That's a plus 15 point differential. You lost by 4. The Raptors are not a team that shoots threes well. In this day and age, you need to be able to do that. They can't, and you're seeing what happens when they don't. From the free throw line, they were only 56% from the free throw line. Raptors were 76% from the line. So quite ugly in that sense for the Celtics shooting-wise, but hey, they grinded out a win and the Raptors couldn't make shots. That's the way it is. All right, next game for the Raptors. It's the same team. You play Boston at 7:30 on Friday in Boston for the final 2 games of the season. And then you play Milwaukee at home, I believe. Hold on. Yeah, Milwaukee at home on Sunday at 1 p.m. That's what the deal is there. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video and not the game today. Smack the like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? The Twitter and Instagram links are down in the description, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Okie dokie. Actually, the Discord and TikToks are down there as well. And I'll talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow, 7 p.m. puck drop there between the Leafs and the Bruins. I'm not sure if they'll be able to do the video tomorrow or Friday. We will see. But I don't want to say it's a big game because with Tampa losing today, you're basically clinched home ice. So it doesn't mean much, but it's a little bit of a statement game if you want to. There's no statement game. There's really no statement game. It doesn't mean anything. These final five games of the season are going to stress me out to no end because I just don't want anybody to get hurt. That's it. All right, so they play at 7 o'clock against the Bruins tomorrow. The Jays are in action for the finale against the Royals tomorrow at 2:10. Kevin Gausman, Jordan Lyles is the pitching matchup there. And as for the Raptors, they're back in action on Friday as they are in Boston for the second game of this back-to-back, if you want to call it, against the Celtics. 7:30 tip-off there on Friday. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and parts of the game. I don't know what the hell you want to say. We'll talk to you guys then.